I now want to shift to Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills starting quarterback right now. Josh Allen in 2020 has been having a great season. Right now it's pretty clear to me that Aaron Rodgers is in the lead for NFL MVP right now. I'd say Patrick Mahomes is a very close second. But right behind those two guys, those two quarterbacks are playing better than anyone else right now. Right behind those two quarterbacks right now, as far as if I were to give out an MVP vote, I go 1 Aaron Rodgers, 2 Patrick Mahomes. Number 3 to me right now today is Josh Allen. He's been playing that good of football in 2020. Josh Allen right now, through 13 games, his team is 10-3 on the season. Buffalo could win anywhere from 12 to 13 games, so he's winning football games. That's great. But also, Josh Allen is on pace to complete 68% of his passes. He's on pace to throw for 34 touchdowns to 11 interceptions, and he's got a pass rate on pace to be well over 100. Josh Allen has been playing great this year. Not to mention, so far on the year, he's had 350 yards rushing on the ground, along with 6 rushing touchdowns. Josh Allen does not get enough credit for how good of a runner of the football he is at the quarterback position. And Josh Allen really has developed into a totally different quarterback in 2020. In his first 2 years in the NFL, he was wildly inaccurate. He could not make certain throws. He couldn't throw the ball consistently with touch down the field. He was always a solid decision maker. He would always make the right reads, but it just was, man, this guy's not accurate enough to be a consistent franchise quarterback. He needs to be more accurate. He needs to take advantage of these open wide receivers. He always had a strong arm. He's got the strongest arm in the entire NFL right now, in my opinion. I think that Patrick Mahomes can throw the football further than Josh Allen, but Josh Allen can throw the ball a little bit harder than Patrick Mahomes. So I kind of went with the guy that has more velocity to his throws. Not to mention, Josh Allen can throw the football down the field very far as well. But that's not the point. It's very clear that Josh Allen has worked very hard to fix his accuracy issues, okay? His mechanics are much more improved this year. And as of today, as of right now, I believe Josh Allen is a top 10 quarterback in all football. And I'm going to say that with my chest. I'm confident that Josh Allen is a franchise quarterback. And I'm confident he's top 10 at his position right now. What do I see from Josh Allen? I see a guy that has a big-time arm, the strongest arm in the entire NFL. He can make all the throws. He can fit the ball into the tiniest of windows. He's a very good athlete. He's very good at moving inside the pocket. He's very good at shrugging off defenders. He plays very similar to how Ben Roethlisberger played at a very young age. He sort of reminds me of a young Ben Roethlisberger, the way he plays. Ben was a little bit more accurate, but, Josh Allen, he's kind of playing like a poor man's Ben Roethlisberger to a certain degree. He throws a great deep ball, and according to his coaches, he's got a great work ethic, unbelievable work ethic, and it shows because that guy at Wyoming, Josh Allen, when he was coming out of Wyoming, he was not the most accurate passer, but you have to credit Josh Allen for working hard, developing his skills, and developing himself into a top 10 quarterback in the NFL because he definitely is that right now. He deserves a ton of credit. But I also want to give a big shout out to the Buffalo Bills coaching staff and the Buffalo Bills organization for believing in Josh Allen and for developing him properly and for putting a great team around him. Sean McDermott is one of the best head coaches in all football. He doesn't get enough credit for his success in Buffalo. Brian Daboll, he's one of the best offensive coordinators in the entire NFL. Him and Sean McDermott have definitely helped out Josh Allen's development. And honestly, I know Brian Daboll's going to get some head coaching looks this year, but if you're the Buffalo Bills, if you need to spend a little bit of extra money to keep Brian Daboll as your offensive coordinator, do it because he's worth the money. It's working. Josh Allen is a good quarterback because of Brian Daboll. Maybe not because of Brian Daboll, but I do think that Brian Daboll's schemes, the play calling, the familiarity of Brian Daboll to Josh Allen is definitely helping out Josh Allen right now, okay? I just wanted to preference that and kind of correct my words right there. So yeah, if you can keep Brian Daboll, if you need to overpay him, do it. But also, Brandon Beane, the Buffalo Bills general manager, has put an excellent team around Josh Allen. The Buffalo Bills roster is really good. They have a great offensive line. They've got a really good wide receiver core. They spent some money in free agency last year to go out and get John Brown and Cole Beasley. This year they trade for Stephon Diggs. Coincidentally, it's been Josh Allen's best season. You finally got him a legitimate top 10 number one wide receiver. Right now, Stephon Diggs, he's great. You've got two really good running backs. The defense is excellent. And I always kind of hate to see, really good organizations or even poorly run organizations give up on very talented quarterbacks. I can understand why a team like the Arizona Cardinals moved on from Josh Rosen because, Josh Rosen, he's just not very good. He was very overrated as a prospect, even back to his UCLA days. He's not accurate. He can't move around. He's just got an average arm. He's got no intangibles. And if you could take Kyler Murray, go ahead and do it. So I understand if you're an organization and you look at a quarterback and you say, he's a lost cause. He doesn't have the intangibles, doesn't have the arm talent, doesn't have the accuracy, does not have the mobility. He's no good. Let's get rid of him. But if you have a talented quarterback like Josh Allen, don't give up on him. At least give him a puncher's chance to succeed. And shout out to the Buffalo Bills for one, drafting Josh Allen, because a lot of people criticized that pick at the time. I was kind of wait and see with it, I felt Josh Allen could become a good quarterback. I just wanted to kind of see how he developed over time. But yeah, man, shout out to the Buffalo Bills. They gave Josh Allen the appropriate amount of time to properly develop, and they put a good team around him. So Josh Allen, he's rewarded the Buffalo Bills who's put a good team around him and who have properly developed him. Josh Allen, he's a top 10 quarterback right now. He could very well become a top 5 quarterback as early as next season, in my opinion. He's great. He's excellent. He's a franchise quarterback. I definitely, invest in Josh Allen if I have the chance to. I would not sell my Josh Allen stock. I would buy some more if I were someone, investing in who's going to be the next great quarterback. Outside of Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson in the AFC, who's a better quarterback than Josh Allen in that conference? You cannot name me a better quarterback outside of Mahomes and Watson in the AFC right now. Okay, so yeah, Josh Allen, he's the real deal. Shout out to him for developing properly, and shout out to the Buffalo Bills for developing Josh Allen and putting a good team around them, because Josh Allen has 100% rewarded them for their great work. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juiciest Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big-time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juiciest Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God-blessed day, and I'm out.